Asia. Home to over half the human population, it's the largest of the world's continents, covering 30% of the Earth's land area. From the rocky slopes of the Caucasus Mountains to the waves that lap the shores of Borneo. Asia is home to some of the most biologically diverse countries in the world, with India alone housing over 90,000 different animal species. Across these 48 nations live the most wildcats in the world. Uncover the unique environments they have conquered, the ways in which they have expertly adapted to their surroundings, and the challenges they face in their epic fight for survival. Join us on a journey of discovery through the vast mountains and jungles of Asia as we face some of the deadliest apex predators on the planet. This is Wildcats Asia. Spanning nearly 45 million kilometers squared, the continent of Asia is vastly diverse in both landscape and wildlife. From snowy peaks and frozen tundras, to luscious jungles and breathtaking beaches. Some of the world's most rare, wondrous, and fearsome creatures lurk in these many habitats. In the sanctuary of the Gir Forest, you will find the last remaining Asiatic lions on the planet. On the icy mountains, you would be lucky to spot a snow leopard who hides seamlessly in the high altitudes of the snowy Himalaya region. Fond of slightly warmer climates, the tigers of Asia tend to be found in rainforests, grasslands, and even mangrove swamps. While all perfectly adapted to their preferred environments in size, strength, speed, and bite force, they remain threatened by the effects of climate change and human expansion and intervention. In Asia, the two main drivers of biodiversity loss are hunting and trade, alongside increased habitat destruction. The International Union for Conservation of Nature is the global authority on the status of the natural world. Their red list of threatened species ranks animals across the globe from unknown to extinct. In this episode of Wildcats, our majestic felines are labeled as either vulnerable or endangered in the wild. Over 16,000 species are considered vulnerable. Sadly, a further 16,000 species are ranked as endangered, with a population decline in the last decade of 50 to 70%. Using this list, we will find out what pressures these wildcats face, while also revealing all there is to know about these fascinating and fierce felines of Asia. Over 1,410 kilometers squared, on the western coast of India, sits the beautiful and sprawling Gir National Park. Home to over 2,000 species of mammals, birds, insects, and reptiles. The Gir National Park is also the sanctuary to the entirety of the world's population of the Asiatic lion. Asiatic lions used to range from Turkey, across Asia, to eastern India. But the rise of firearms across the world meant that they were hunted to near extinction for sport. Thankfully, in 1965, the Gir National Park and Sanctuary was established and was able to bring Asiatic lions back from the brink of extinction. Living in an environment that resembles the savannas, forests, and deserts they once called home, Asiatic lions now have a population of over 600 individuals, who largely live in the protected park area of Gir National Park and Sanctuary, where they can hunt, play, and procreate. The sun has just risen over the western coast of India. And with it, the inhabitants of Gir National Park are starting to awaken. Nestled in the province of Gujarat, the Gir National Park is a semi-arid region, home to leopards and antelopes, vultures and pythons. And in the Kamleshwar Dam thrive marsh crocodiles, Indian skimmers, and pelicans. Prides of lions lounge in the dry deciduous forests. Cubs roll on the dusty forest floor, perfectly at home in their environment. They merge seamlessly into their surroundings, their sandy coats providing the perfect camouflage as they slumber in the shade to avoid the blistering heat of the Indian climate. These lions live closely alongside humans in their last remaining natural habitat, including the Maldhari, who live within the Gir forest, a herdsman community who have lived there for centuries with their cattle and buffalo. Some of the Asiatic lion population of Gir live outside the protected areas, living amongst local communities in the surrounding farmland and hills. A far cry from their ancestors who were endlessly hunted by humans. Many cubs reside within the prides of Asiatic lions in Gir National Park, a clear sign of the success of the conservation efforts being carried out here. These cubs will grow into adult lions, weighing up to 190 kilograms and measuring up to 2.5 meters in length. Looking similar, but not identical to their African cousins, the Asiatic lion is smaller than African lions, and their manes are considerably different, with a relatively short, sparse, and darker mane compared to the full mane of the African lion. As a result, the male Asiatic lion's ears tend to remain visible at all times. The most distinguishing characteristic of the Asiatic lion is the longitudinal fold of skin that runs along its belly. This is absent in African lions. The Asiatic lion's loose belly skin is a perfect defense mechanism. an adaptation for their protection as it allows these lions to be kicked by prey with little chance of injury. Asiatic lions also boast a fierce bite force of 650 pounds per square inch. Ideal in their environment, as they share their habitat with many cattle and buffalo, who are armed with strong legs, powerful hoofs, and thick hides. The Asiatic lion's diet is made up of both large and small mammal prey, such as deer, wild boar, and antelope. The species has also been known to feed on domestic cattle. Here, a lioness and her cubs feed on the corpse of their latest kill. Meanwhile, another group of cubs are snacking on the remaining meat of a half-eaten carcass. The parenting of Asiatic lion cubs is not dissimilar to that of their African cousins. The mother will raise her cubs, hunting for them and teaching them how to survive in the wild. She will make sure they are strong, healthy, and well-fed. Once grown, they will be able to run up to speeds of 60 miles per hour. And will have learned all the skills required to be the perfect ambush predator. Males reach sexual maturity at around 5 years and females at 4, meaning they can begin to procreate. Mating for lions is not seasonal and takes place year-round. The male will begin by gently stroking the female with his tongue on her shoulder, neck, or back. During the copulation, the female may purr loudly, and towards the end, he may gently bite the back of her neck. The pair usually mates for less than a minute, but do so every 15 to 30 minutes over 4 to 5 days to ensure success. While both sexes are polygamous, females are usually restricted to the 1 or 2 adult males of their pride. In many instances, prides of lions have synchronized their breeding so that they can raise their cubs communally. The gestation period can last up to 119 days, after which 6 cubs can be born. But 1 to 3 is more usual. And having a group of lionesses to help raise one another's cubs is the perfect arrangement for these many prides of Asiatic lions. This pride of lionesses are on the lookout, marking their territory as they go, urinating on the roadside. They are hoping to come across some prey to feed their pride and cubs. Hunting in numbers is the safest bet for these skilled killers, as it means they can take down prey larger than them, that can weigh up to almost double the size of a lioness. Using their sharp claws and powerful teeth, these lionesses are able to successfully take down and suffocate this elephant. A triumphant hunt, and the perfect meal to sate the hunger of their pride. Despite Gir National Park's best efforts to protect these magnificent creatures, Asiatic lions remain endangered. Poaching still remains a pressing issue for the Asiatic lion. Along with habitat fragmentation, 3 major roads and a railway track pass through the Gir protected area, along with 3 big temples that become particularly busy during certain times of the year. At least 200 lions roam outside the protected area, and while the conflict with humans is not high now, there is a possibility of this changing in the future. A large threat the Asiatic lion faces is genetic inbreeding arising from a single population in one place. Inbreeding can lead to high levels of stillbirths and infant mortality. Along with the lack of genetic variation, Asiatic lions are vulnerable to new disease and struggle to evolve in response to changing environmental variables. Meaning once again they may face an increased risk of extinction. And bringing in other lions may not be the answer, as past studies have shown that this has been catastrophic to the native populations of other species. The solution is not a clear one. But for now, growing the Asiatic lion population and helping protect them from poaching and habitat fragmentation is the best route to keeping these majestic creatures from ever facing the brink of extinction again. Over 1,400 kilometers away from the Gir National Park, up to 29,000 feet in elevation, in the coldest climates of the continent of Asia, are the vast and towering peaks of the Himalayas. Snowflakes glisten in the wind before becoming a never-ending blanket of snow. In this sprawling Arctic terrain, you would be lucky to spot this magnificent wildcat, the snow leopard. In Nepal, there is a saying that it is more difficult to see a snow leopard than it is to see God. With a population fewer than 4,000 in the wild, they are a rare find in the adverse and challenging terrains they inhabit. Snow leopards are highly adapted to their homes in the cold, high mountains. Their thick fur is patterned with dark rosettes and spots, making it the perfect camouflage for their rocky habitat. and granting them with an unparalleled ability to stalk their prey unseen. Snow leopards are relatively small wild cats, weighing up to 54 kilograms. But they can measure up to 2.1 meters. Their long form making them agile hunters and effective killers. Able to take down prey up to 4 times their body weight. Snow leopards will happily consume birds or hares, but prefer the challenge of taking down an ibex or a markhor. Stalking and ambushing prey from above is the favored form of attack for the snow leopard. This one is using its fur against the rocky terrain to hide its approach. Its large, furry paws act as silencers, while its long, fluffy tail provides it with perfect balance, further disguising it from its prey. But this snow leopard has been spotted. The chase is on. Able to reach speeds of up to 65 kilometers per hour, the snow leopard expertly navigates the rocky slopes, gaining in on its prey with unparalleled ease and efficiency. It stops its prey in its tracks with its razor-sharp canines that boast a bite force of 700 pounds per square inch. It only takes 2 precise and powerful bites to the prey's hind to ensure a meal for dinner. Snow leopards' canines are more slender than those of other Panthera species. They can reach over an inch in length and are perfect for piercing through fur and flesh to devour their prey. Snow leopards eat slowly, usually taking 3 to 4 days to consume a prey animal. During that time, this secretive feline will remain near the kill site, lurking in the crevices and caves of the Rocky Mountains, ready to defend their meal from scavengers such as vultures and ravens. Snow leopards will snack on the carcass every few hours until it's bare. This eating schedule allows them to only have to hunt a large animal every 8 to 10 days, but also conserve their energy, allowing them to survive in the frozen climates they inhabit. In the warmer months, as the snow melts and the forests of the mountains come to life, the snow leopard easily adapts. Its dark gray fur takes on a yellowish hue, its speckled coat blending in with the shadows cast by leaves and branches, becoming harder to distinguish in the bright reflective light. This allows it to hunt easily amongst the foliage and shrubs of the foothills. Solitary creatures, snow leopards mark their territory to warn off those of the same sex. This same scent, however, is used to entice those of the opposite sex, encouraging them to join them on their patch of land to mate. But a snow leopard will not be found in the same spot twice, sleeping in different locations every night. they are constantly on the move, most traveling up to 40 kilometers in a single night across the mountain regions they inhabit. One snow leopard has been documented to have migrated over 603 kilometers. Traversing anywhere from Afghanistan to China and Russia to Nepal. So if a potential mate is interested, they must act fast. And these aloof and silent creatures do not hang about for long. For millennia, snow leopards were the kings and queens of the mountains. But their population is on a rapid decline. With their habitats shrinking due to human settlements and grazing, this once magnificently widespread creature is now reported to have less than 4,000 individuals in the wild. And its population is expected to decline a further 10% in the next 20 years. Despite having a range that covers close to 2 million square miles, they are labeled as vulnerable by the IUCN. The sole predator of the mighty snow leopard are humans. Hunting, habitat loss, prey decline, and retaliatory killings resulting from human-wildlife conflict are some of the many reasons this wildcat is under threat. The most significant impact they face, however, is the climate crisis. Threatening their chances of survival as global temperatures rise. This is affecting the productivity of the habitats they live in, which in turn has impacted prey and freshwater availability in the harsh, mountainous environment they call home. According to the Worldwide Fund for Nature, snow leopards play a crucial role as a top predator. They are an indicator of the health of their high-altitude habitat and are an increasingly important indicator of the impacts of climate change on mountain environments. If snow leopards thrive, so will countless other species, and the mountains they call home. The continent of Asia is home to most of the world's wildcats, the majority of them being beautiful and beguiling small cats. There are the clouded leopards that dwell in the cloud forests of Southeast Asia. They are one of the most ancient cat species on the planet, covered head to toe in large, blotchy, cloud-like markings. They can be found lounging on large tree branches or rustling around in the undergrowth of the forest floor. There are the uniquely furry Polysus cats, who can be found anywhere from Turkmenistan through Russia and across China. Fond of the cold Asian steppes, these fluffy felines can be found dozing on rocks or roaming through grassy fields. But on the water's edge is where you will find one of the nocturnal felines of southern Asia, the highly skilled and elusive fishing cat. Perhaps one of the most unique cats on the Asian continent, the fishing cat can often be found roaming in the night. They are perfectly adapted to their proximity to water and their taste for fish. Their front feet are partially webbed, and their claw tips protrude from their sheaths even when retracted. Perfect for scooping fish out of the water with their paws. Their most unique adaptation, however, is the layered structure of their fur. Next to their skin lies a layer of short hair so dense that water cannot penetrate it. Like snug thermal fitting underwear, this helps keep the fishing cat warm and dry, even during chilly fishing expeditions. Fishing cats also enjoy amphibians, capturing them in their paws before delivering a fatal blow with their teeth. But they must remain aloof if they are to sneak up on the fish in the water. Silence is key to not alert the fish of its presence, or else it could easily slip out of their grasp. This fishing cat has its eyes set on a small fish in a stream, soundlessly prowling towards the body of water. The fishing cat pounces, holding its prey down with one paw. Water sprays as the fish tries to get out of its grip. But it is to no avail. This fish has taken its last breath. After all, they're called fishing cats for a reason. From the humid rainforests of Thailand to the coastal mangrove swamps of India lives the deity of many faiths. And the largest of all the wildcats on the planet. The tiger. While found in 13 countries across Asia, India is home to 80% of the world's tiger population. With an estimated 2,967 felines roaming India's vast jungles, nature reserves, mangroves, and grasslands. As the sun shines on the jungles of Asia, the largest wildcat of them all is on the prowl. Despite its distinctive coat, boasting dark, vertical stripes on orange fur, the tiger becomes one with the jungle. His padded paws allow him to stealthily traverse across the uneven terrain of the jungle floor. Just a few miles ahead, a herd of deer are grazing. Relying on safety in numbers, they remain blissfully unaware of the incoming threat. Peering through the leafy shrubs, the tiger has spotted the herd of deer. In preparation, the tiger flexes his jaw, which holds a bite force of up to 1,050 pounds per square inch. He sharpens his claws on a nearby tree. These deadly weapons are integral for a successful hunt. Edging closer and closer, he must wait for the perfect moment to attack. Suddenly, his back legs arch, propelling his 310-kilogram body through the air. With unparalleled precision, he lands on the hind of an unsuspecting deer. The herd has scattered, but the tiger has honed in on its prey. The deer writhes against its foe, but it is to no avail. It is a fatal blow. Master hunters. Tigers are the kings and queens of the jungle. Largest of any wildcat on the planet. They can measure up to 3.9 meters in length. The largest tiger on record was a Siberian tiger, weighing over 400 kilograms and measuring over 3 meters in length. That's the same weight as a grand piano, and only a few meters shorter than a giraffe's height. Tigers are skilled in the art of combat, able to reach speeds of up to 65 kilometers per hour, and are armed with sharp teeth, piercing claws, and unparalleled brute force. Yet, when a tiger dares lay foot on another's territory, violence is a last resort. Instead, they use intimidation tactics, growling at the offending male, baring their teeth, and standing their ground. Armed with menacing and sharp carnassial teeth, their shows of intimidation are not for the faint-hearted. But if this is not enough to scare away an offending male, they must engage in battle to protect their land. With jaws designed to deliver a strong and hard bite, and claws that hold a swipe force of 10,000 pounds, these altercations can be deadly. If a tiger is to avoid an early grave, they must roll onto their back as a sign of submission, accept defeat, and walk away. Tigers are apex predators with a taste for deer and bovids. While mostly nocturnal creatures, they have been observed during the day hunting alone. They stalk their prey and will only engage from a short distance. If spotted, a tiger will disengage from the hunt. Rather than chasing its prey down or attacking head-on, the tiger prefers to have the element of surprise. This method means that a single tiger can take down water buffaloes weighing over 2,200 pounds. That's almost 7 times the tiger's body weight. The tiger's perfected hunting tactics allow them to ambush their prey from behind. This deer stands little chance, as this tiger clamps its jaws around its neck, piercing through flesh, and suffocating its prey until it lies, lifeless in its jaws. Tigers live largely solitary lives. Females have been observed socializing with other tigers of the same sex, but males prefer to be alone. only interacting with others when it is time to procreate. In Ranthambore National Park, India, a restless female ventures out of her territory. She is hoping to entice a potential mate. Every 3 to 9 weeks, a female tiger may enter estrus, meaning not only is she willing to mate, but she is also capable of conceiving young. But this mood will not last forever. With her only being receptive for 3 to 6 days, if she hopes to find a partner in this window, she must advertise her need to mate. She does this by spraying urine and scraping trees, so that any potential males in neighboring territories can find her. This female's hard work has been successful. A male tiger has caught her scent and is crossing into her territory. Naturally, the female is cautious. Male tigers tend to be almost 100 kilograms heavier than their female counterparts. If a fight ensues, he automatically has the upper hand. But she was not to worry, as he immediately makes his intentions clear. He courts her by following closely, before they circle each other and vocalize their agreement through growls, roars, chuffs, and moans. They begin the mating ritual by the female lying in front of the male. They touch whiskers and nibble at one another before he mounts her. Their matings will be short and brief, but repeated frequently over the next 5 to 6 days. The act of mating makes the female fertile, so this method will ensure she conceives. As polygamous creatures, at the end of the mating period, they will part ways, unlikely to cross paths ever again. Once upon a time, the mighty tigers of the world ranged from eastern Turkey to the islands of Indonesia. In present day, they have lost 95% of their historical range. Their habitats have been destroyed, degraded, and fragmented by human activities, leading to 80% of their population residing in India alone. This effect on their habitats has also led to a decline in their population, resulting in the IUCN labeling them as endangered. Poaching is the most immediate threat to wild tigers. Every part of the tiger, from the whiskers to the tail, has been found in illegal wildlife markets. Their bones are used for folk remedies and tonics, while their skins are sought after as a status symbol among some cultures. The impact from the death of a single tiger is detrimental to the already shrinking tiger population. If a female tiger with cubs is killed, her cubs will most likely die without their mother. If a male is killed, his death can result in intense competition for his territory among surviving males in the population. More likely than not, ending in severe injury or death. The circle of life is delicately interwoven, and senseless attacks on animals such as tigers irrevocably damage these fragile ecosystems. But it is not only the tigers in the wild that face unprecedented challenges, but the 8,000 tigers being held captive across Asia in inhumane conditions, and the further 5,000 tigers in captivity or private ownership in the US, whose population is not regulated or protected. All animals deserve to roam free and to not live in fear. It is not only about saving the beautiful tiger, but protecting the fragile, majestic, and important ecosystems they uphold. As the sun begins to set on the mangroves of India, and darkness has fallen on the snowy peaks of the Himalayas, many an animal will lay its head down to rest for the night, while others will have just awoken, readying themselves for a night on the prowl. The animal kingdom is one that never sleeps. Many will find success under the moonlight, while others will fall prey to the sharp teeth and powerful jaws of these menacing wildcats. The circle of life is eternal.